Hello again. With Megan's permission, I'd like to open up her blueberry painting, which she has sent me as a Krika file. So let's just go and open that up. And she's asked me a few questions which I'd like to answer through this video tutorial. So what you can see here is she's got three layers. Let me just zoom in. This is her painting layer, and this is her reference layer. So this is just a photograph that she has pasted for reference. So let's just go and look at the first thing. We need to hide the reference layer. So I'm just going to click on that little eye. You can delete it if you want to, but you don't have to. You just hide it. And then with the painting layer, I might just rename that for you, Megan. So just call it blueberries. All right. And now with that layer selected, I can bring up the move tool. Yes, I can move it, but I can also go Command T, which will bring up these little handles, and with the Shift key I can press and drag, holding down the Shift key. I can press and drag and make it bigger, make it this much bigger. So that's the first thing, is how do you make things bigger and how do you move things around. So once you've done that, you can press the return key or the enter key, and Krita will accept the new size, and that's pretty easy to do. Now, if we bring back the reference, you'll notice that there's two leaves. So I just want to show you how to add the leaves by also using duplicate layers. So let me just hide that for the time being. I'm just going to use my memory to draw a leaf. Now, for this, I need a new layer. So I'm just going to click on the little plus symbol here. And that's this little symbol here, and that'll give me a brand new layer which I will call leaf. This is my first leaf. Alright, so once again, make sure the layer is selected. Now to draw a leaf, you can paint it with the brush tool. Yes, you can. You can choose your color green, and then you can try to paint whatever leaf you want. That's one way to do it. Not bad. I'm using the Wet Bristles brush, that's why it's got that rough edge. Command Z to undo. The other way is you can use the selection tools. So down in the corner here of the toolbox, you've got the outline selection tool, and you've got this one called Bezier curve selection tool. Let's look at this one first. I'll show you how that one works. Basically, the way the outline selection tool works is you press and drag, and you draw the shape that you want. Let's say that's pretty good. And then, of course, you fill it with the color that you want. Now, you can fill it, you might remember, go to Edit, Fill with Foreground Color, or you can press the Shift and Delete key. That'll do it as well, Shift Delete. Or you can just take your brush tool and paint within the selection, and that'll do it as well. Okay, so that's how you use the this selection tool called the outline selection tool. If I was just to undo that, let me just go back and undo it. Let's look at the Bezier curve selection tool. Now, this one works a bit like a pen tool in other programs where you click and press and drag to draw the shapes that you want. So press and drag, and it's like a pen tool. It lets you draw the shape that you want, and when you come back to the beginning, you've got your selection. And once again, once you've got your selection, you can go and fill it any way you want. So let's just assume that that's your favorite leaf. That's a wonderful leaf. And you might remember too from our previous video tutorial, if you don't like the shape, you can always go and press Command T, and you can right click and you can warp it, which means you can actually drag the little corners, these little handles, and you can actually physically change the shape of your leaf if you don't like it the way you drew it the first time. So that's pretty good. I like that feature. And then when you're happy with the new shape, you press the Enter key and or the return key, and Krita will accept the change. Right, now we've got a problem. The leaf is at the front of the berries, so all we need to do here is use these arrow keys to move it to the layer below. See how I did that? And now we've got the leaf at the bottom, and I will deselect it now. You don't need to have it selected. If you want to check your reference, you might decide that you want to rotate the leaf. That's okay. Command T, select the layer, press Command T. Why isn't that working? Let's just try that again. Command T, right? Okay, and now I can rotate it a bit. I can even distort it. I can make it smaller, rotate it, and shift it. Looks like it's in front of the berry, but when you press the return key or the enter key, it goes back into position behind the berry. Now this is the fun part. Rather than drawing a second leaf, you'll notice in the reference there's 2 leaves. I can just simply duplicate that one by clicking on this icon here. Have a close-up look. This icon will duplicate the layer and give me a second leaf. So let's just do that. I've got 2 leaves. I want to move that out the way, so I've got to press on the move tool and I can move it, and there's my second leaf. And what I can do as well is I can Command T, I can rotate it so it's on a different angle, and again with my return enter key, accept it. It's the same color as before, so I can then go to filter and I can adjust the levels or the contrast or any one of these adjustment features. So if I choose levels, I can make the second leaf darker or lighter just by dragging this down. So you can see I'm moving the sliders, and let's say I want it that dark and it's sitting on top of the lighter leaf. If I want it to sit behind the lighter leaf, I just adjust it that way. Now on top of that, you can do your normal digital painting. So if you click on, let's say we click on that leaf and you lock the alpha channel, you can then choose another color. Let's go for a yellow. With the same brush as before, you can bring the opacity down, and then of course you can add and blend other colors and even add textures. In fact, you might remember this really nice texture. If I bring it up from here, where am I? Over here. There's this texture that I used. Let's just bring up textures. Hey Con, let's go to textures. I think it's called Crackles, texture Crackles. And I think we used it for the apple, but let's just make that a white color, and we'll bring the opacity down. And yeah, look at that. That's quite nice, isn't it? Kind of like a special effect leaf. You can do the same with the other leaf, of course. You just have to select the layer, lock the alpha channel, and then there's your crackle effect. So I hope that has shown you a few more tricks with Krita, duplicating layers, and of course the transform feature. All right, have a nice day.